What's up, guys? Welcome back to the CPDG channel. Super excited to have you today. Today we're going to be talking about the PDGA rules and more specifically the 2022 rules, the changes being made. But before we hit that, let's jump into the intro. All right, so today we're going to be talking about 7 of the rules that I think are going to affect us as players the most. The first thing I want to talk about is the differences in OB. What's really interesting is they're changing the 1 meter relief rule. So if you are within 1 meter of OB, you didn't go OB, but you're within 1 meter of that OB line, you can take a meter off of OB any direction. So it's basically a semicircle from that OB line. Before it was you had to take it perpendicular from that OB line. Now you can take it any direction. I want to clarify, this does not mean if you go out of bounds, you can take it from any direction. You still have to take 1 meter perpendicular from the OB line if you are actually out of bounds from where you last entered. The next update that I think is going to really affect players is that now in 2022, you have to be a PDGA member if you're going to play in anything B tier or up. You have to be a current member, so the non-current members can still play in C tiers, they can play in leagues, but B tiers and A tiers, not going to be able to do in 2022. So if you want to do that, make sure to renew your membership or start a membership with the PDGA so you can play in all the events you're wanting to play. All right, next up is caching. I'm not gonna be playing in the MPO division, but if you are, you're gonna need to know this. For caching, you need to have a PDGA number. And this doesn't mean you need to have a current membership. Doesn't mean you need to be a current member. It just means you have to have at some time been a PDGA member, so you have a number. That way they can track the statistics of caching. The reason they're doing this is because someone could be a non-member, they could be caching at all these events, making a lot of money, and then when they become a member, they could become an amateur. And you know, we don't want a pro level player playing in the amateur division, so you need to have a number to track the amount of money you're making. All right, next up is Mandos. Mandos can be kind of confusing, and so the PDGA tried to clarify on this a little bit for the 2022 rules. So basically, a Mando is considered a vertical plane, and if the disc passes on the wrong side of that vertical plane, at any point, you've missed the Mando. And this clarifies things because sometimes it can be confusing on where your disc ended up, and if you really missed the Mando, if you can still try and make the Mando. And so this simplifies things where if you go past that vertical plane on the wrong side, then your disc missed the Mando, you have to go to the drop zone. All right, our second to last update in the 2022 PDGA rules is talking about being there at the start of a round. And this can be really confusing. I know I've personally dealt with it where players have showed up late and they're like, hey, I want to play this hole. And we're like, well, we've already thrown our second shot or we've already putted out. I don't think you can play it. And PDGA makes it really simple in 2022 where they say if they are not there at the start of the round, they've missed the hole. They get par +4. And this really simplifies things where it's not, you know, do we wait their 30 seconds for them to throw? Is it everyone's teed off, but then they show up? If they're not there right at the start of a round, then they get par +4. All right, our last rule update that we're going to be talking about in this video is the 30-second rule. This rule has been debated on podcasts, it's been debated on public forums, people have said put it away, people have said make it stricter. But however you feel about this rule, the PDGA makes it much more clear for 2022. You have 30 seconds to play once the play area is clear. So if there are, you know, walkers on the course, there are, you know, people that are not a part of the tournament on the course, or people from the previous card still putting out, that is not part of your 30 seconds. Your 30 seconds starts as soon as the play area is clear. On top of this, you can request to go to the bathroom, and you are allowed to do that for a reasonable amount of time. You know, what is reasonable? I don't know, that's up to the card to decide, but you can go to the bathroom for a reasonable amount of time, which doesn't count towards your 30 seconds, as long as you tell your card that you're doing so. So this makes it so the 30 seconds is a little more clear. You know, I've had tournaments where, you know, somebody went to the bathroom and I'll joke with the card mates, oh, that's 30 seconds. Obviously, I'm not gonna call them, but it just really shows how unclear that rule was before. So this is a great update by the PDGA to make it more simple for the players. Now, one clarification from this, if a player just goes missing, maybe they ran to their car to drop off a jacket, or maybe they started looking for a disc they lost a previous round. I don't know. If they go missing without talking to the card, the 30 seconds starts as soon as it is their turn to throw. So you have to communicate with your card. If you need to go to the bathroom, you gotta tell them so. If you go to the bathroom without telling your card, that is considered missing. Your 30 seconds has started and you could be stroked. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. I hope you learned something new about what is going to be in effect in 2022. If you want to see another video like this with more of the 2022 rule updates, or just any PDGA rules that you may not know and may be helpful for you, leave a like down below, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next week for the next video.